Finding profitable products is the foundation to your Amazon business. And while most sellers waste time scanning random products or chasing leads that everybody's on, reverse sourcing is how you actually find profitable inventory that scales. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use reverse sourcing to consistently find profitable products for my $3 million a year Amazon business. We'll break down what it is, how it works, and how you can actually use it to find winning products fast. Now, before we get into all this, what is reverse sourcing? So there's actually a couple types of sourcing that you can use in your Amazon business. And the two main types are reverse and manual sourcing. Now, manual sourcing is when you go to a website such as Target, Walmart, Boscov's, and things like that, and you search for products on their website and then cross-check it with Amazon. If you don't have systems in place to do this, or you don't know how to go about that, this can be very time-consuming, and usually as a beginner, this will lead to not able to find any products. Manual sourcing is kind of a higher level technique. Well, once you get reverse sourcing down, manual sourcing will lead to better products that help you scale even harder. But first, we need to get the foundation down, which is reverse sourcing. So reverse sourcing, we're basically doing everything backwards. Instead of going to the website like Target and sourcing Target, we're going to find that product on Amazon already. It's already profitable, being sold by other sellers who are already profitable in their Amazon business. So we'll pull up a listing that other online arbitrage sellers are on, and we'll look through their storefronts and copy exactly what they are doing. Now, this strategy works because we're leveraging data that is already proven. These products are already profitable being sold by other online arbitrage sellers, which means you can have that same opportunity. The goal here is to work smarter, not harder. You don't have to go find all these products on your own when you can just copy someone else. So now that you know what reverse sourcing is, let's actually get into it and do some reverse sourcing ourselves. Okay, so here we have this listing, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it step by step. So your number one thing with reverse sourcing, you need to find a listing with other online arbitrage sellers. So we found this listing right here. It has over 60 people on this listing, and we can tell this is online arbitrage because there's multiple sellers with lower reviews on this listing. Now, we've already looked at this. There's newer sellers on it, and there's also sellers in the medium seller size range. So with the new sellers on this listing and people within the 0 to 200 review range, we most likely know that these are online arbitrage sellers. Now, this listing most likely is not going to be the best pick because the offers skyrocketed and this tanked. We can see that it was performing at that $33 to $35.99 price FBA. So if we look back in the past, we needed to pay about $15 to make sure this hits our criteria of at least 30% ROI. So what you do once you find these leads, you just do a quick Google search. We can see that it was on Walmart for $15, this exact same thing. So at one point in time, this was a really good product. We were just too late to this opportunity. Now, if we got it for $15, we would be taking a loss at $24.97. But this doesn't mean we can copy other sellers and copy their winning strategy. So in order to find sellers to reverse source, we need to use Keepa. So we're going to go to data, buy box statistics, and what we're going to do is sort our review count lifetime from highest to lowest. Now, we want to stay away from these sellers who have 200 plus reviews because they're going to have a ton of SKUs in their inventory. It might be a little more wholesale, but they also might be supplementing with online arbitrage. So I'm not saying don't reverse source their storefronts. What I'm saying is it might be a little more difficult and overwhelming because they have so many products to weed out. They're using multiple strategies, so it's going to be hard to really niche down on what they're doing. So what I like to do is reverse source anyone from the 0 to about 150, 100 mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this guy, and what we're going to do is go ahead and click on his storefront. Now we're going to go ahead and open his storefront. Okay, now that we have this seller's storefront open, it's completely unorganized. We have all this stuff. We need a way to efficiently look at this data. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort this by bought in the past month. So now we can see the fastest selling product at the top and the slowest selling SKUs at the very bottom. This helps us sort out the unnecessary SKUs that aren't even selling, like all of these ones. See, they have not sold over 50 times in the past month. So what I like to do before I even start reverse sourcing the seller is I like to scroll through and get an idea of what type of products they sell and if I've ever seen any of this through online arbitrage. So I'm scrolling through this guy's storefront and it really doesn't look like too much online arbitrage. I do see a couple products in here that are OA, but it also looks like he may be doing some wholesale. This seller might have a couple products, but as you can see, there's tons of products and it might be a little harder to dial in on. So let's go back and find a different storefront that'll be a little bit easier for us. Let's go down here and we'll look at this guy's storefront. So same thing, we're gonna go ahead and sort. This guy does mostly clothes. In my business, we don't sell clothes due to the return rates. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to another seller. Sort his storefront and then we go through. Okay, this seller looks much more manageable than the others. We only have a handful of products that are above 50 plus to look at. Generally, I like to keep mine above 100 plus. So let's go ahead and start doing this. So the first one I wouldn't even look for because this is a Halloween thing. We can click on the Keepa and we can already see that the volume is starting to flatline and it's going to trend back up based on the previous data. You can see in January, this significantly slowed down. So here we have this Crest toothpaste. Let's go ahead and check this out. So once we find a product we want to check out, you go ahead and click the Amazon button. We open up the listing and then we go ahead and click this Google button right over here. Now we can go ahead and look for this product on Google. So it looks like Walmart might have this. We can do a quick scroll, see if we see it anywhere else for a cheaper price. It looks like Walmart is cheaper right there. What I also noticed is this might be different packaging. Okay, that one looks right on Walmart, but I also see this, which is completely different packaging. But if it's the same thing, we can still sell that. We just got to make sure it's the same thing based on the ingredients. So we'll go ahead and check out this Walmart listing because this looks one-to-one identical. Okay, so Crest Complete Plus Scope Minty Fresh Liquid 4.6 ounce. This is the 4.6 ounce Minty Fresh. Okay, this is a pack of 2. I'm not sure where we got that 3-pack picture from. So this is a 2-pack. It looks like the packaging has actually changed, but let's look through all the images. Okay, you might receive either of these packages. Cool, so the customer knows what they're getting. This is the same thing. So what I like to do to make sure this is the exact same thing, just double check the reviews and see if anyone's complaining about it. Doesn't look like there's too many bad reviews. Scroll through this, look through the reviews, see if anyone's complaining about what they're getting, right? So we go up, our max cost is $7.10 to meet our criteria. So it looks like a 2-pack is $6.25. So if we can get this for $6.25, right? Put this into here, $6.25. So we have $6.25. It's currently selling for $17.95. Wow, this could be a really, really good listing, guys. So we'll go down and check the data. On the 3-month chart, it looks like $15.99 was pretty consistent. We had a couple low points at $13.90. Let's look at the yearly. More offers back here for sure. Went down in the $12 range, but I think $13.90 would probably be the worst part. We're still in the green, so if we got $13.90, we wouldn't buy this at $13.90, but there's not much competition right now, and FBA is currently at $16.99 for the lowest offer. The buy box is currently FBM at $17.95, but we can see that this product is still performing at this price. We're still getting at least 1,000 sales a month, and it is moving. We can see the BSR still moving. It's flatlining right around here. This is probably right around that 1,000. This dip right here is what drove it from 1,000 to 2,000, and if we are able to sell this for $17.95, this is an amazing product. We could make, if it sells 1,000 times a month with 2 FBA, 5 FBM, I think we could easily run through 300 units a month. Would definitely be a safe bet. We could make over $1,000 profit just on this SKU. Now let's say a little more competition gets on this listing and it becomes competitive. Let's check out $14.99. Still not bad. We can still make a ton of money. $15.99, we're golden. So we still have room in case more competition comes on and ends up dropping the listing. This is just one example of what reverse sourcing can really do for your business. So we've already made over $1,000 in potential profit, and what we've looked at leads for 2-3 minutes. So now what I like to do, since we already know this product is currently profitable, I like to start a rabbit hole and kind of look at the data on this listing. So I'll do the same thing. Go to data, product details, buy box statistics, go over, sort by reviews, and boom, now we have all these sellers. So the last seller we looked at was right here. So we're going to skip over him. Now let's look at these other sellers. So let's look at We Choices. Open up their storefront, sort by past month. Let's do a quick scroll. Oh yeah, this storefront looks great. I recognize a ton of these things that are online arbitrage. Spring Valley comes from Walmart. They have native, lots of Spring Valley. So, okay, so this tells me this seller might get a lot of stuff from Walmart. And especially this came from Walmart. So what that tells us, if we're finding this in another seller's storefront and they're online arbitrage, they may be doing Walmart strategy sourcing. So let's go ahead and run this example one more time. Let's go look for a couple products. This Fujifilm looks amazing. So let's check this out. Sells 10,000 times a month. Wow. Now we'll just run a quick Google sold before running the data. So what do we need? We need 10 sheets times 5 packs. So let's go down here, and this probably comes from Walmart. I'm not gonna lie. So it looks like we have it right here, $53.95. Let's see if that's legit. Oh, nope, sold by a third-party seller. Let's try to do this as well. So this is an example of what manual sourcing looks like. You would just manually search for it. So it looks like we have the 2-sheet packs for this price. I don't think we'll be able to get that 5th one in there for a profitable price. We need $32. So this is selling for $54. So let's check this out. This is a 15 pack on Macy's. Let's just run some numbers real quick. $3.50 divided by 15. These are like $23 a pack. Not gonna cut it. If we can't find it, we can just do a quick little scan like we usually do and move on to the next product. So then we would move down. Okay, this one we would look at, but as you can see, the offers have skyrocketed. That's something we want to avoid. So let's keep looking down, keeping in mind we can also vet this data very easily by looking at the current buy box price, the 90-day average, and the 180-day average, and then we can see the amount of offers on the listing. So if these numbers are pretty consistent, you can also pull up the Keepa chart and see what this is looking like. If you're having converging offers and buy boxes, this is a red flag and you want to avoid those tanking products. So let's go ahead and pull up. See, this is something that we don't want to look at. $18 currently, averages 24 to 25. This is a bad product. But we can go right here. Okay, $16.92. This is pretty consistent. We can just pull up the Keepa real quick. Okay, competition's falling off while volume is increasing. This is a good product. That is a green flag. So like I was saying earlier, Spring Valley comes from Walmart. So most likely when we hit this search, we can come into here. What are we looking for? Spring Valley Ultra Strength Vitamin C, 120 count. Let's check this out. Okay, looks like we found a 3-pack. This is Vitamin C Ultra Strength, 120 count. Looks like Spring Valley updated their packaging, which is no big deal. So this gives us $8.16 a unit, and we'll just go here. We'll type in $8.16. Sells on an average of $16.99. Let's go ahead and look at our competition. There's a lot of stock at $16.99. I mean, 18% ROI, not the greatest. We're still profitable, but we know that we can boost our margins with gift cards, cashback, etc., things like that. And this might become even better. If you have a good Walmart gift card plus a cashback credit card, you could probably get this down another 5 to 10%. If the gift card market is good, you could probably get this down 15 to 20%. So whenever you find a listing that's close like this, we want to double check and see if we can get our margins even better with gift cards and cashback. So then what I would do is continue to go through the seller's storefront, since we know that he's finding profitable products from Walmart, and go through line by line looking for all of these products. So let's go ahead and take a look at one more just to get another example. So we'll go ahead and open up this listing, selling for $59.99. Let's go ahead and do a Google search. It looks like we found it. Look, Walmart, again, $19.99 for a single. Best Buy. Now we have $39.98 already in here. We've reverse sourced this product before. It's not the strongest, but if competition falls off, as we can see over here, when the competition is low, this sells for around $80. So I would monitor this listing and see if this will be profitable in the future, because if we can sell it at $79, this is now a great opportunity. So I would watch to see if competition falls off. If this is already giving you clarity, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps push the video to more serious sellers. And if you want to go deeper into building sourcing systems like this, apply for my one-on-one mentorship in the description. I'll personally help you build out a sourcing workflow that'll bring you profitable products every single week. Now that you understand the basis of reverse sourcing, we need to go a little bit more in depth so you avoid a lot of common mistakes that people are making. So here we have mistake number 1. Don't focus on products just from one seller. So you may find a really good storefront and this seller may have awesome products, but we don't want to hyper focus on what this seller is doing. We want a broad group of sellers that we can check. We want to keep adding these sellers to a sheet and track all of this data. Now, what you really want to focus on is trends and patterns. So earlier in the video, I mentioned when we were scrolling through a storefront, Spring Valley came from Walmart. Now, these are trends and patterns that you want to pick up on. So if we can scroll through this seller's storefront very quickly and pick up on, okay, they're getting a lot of products from Best Buy, Walmart, Vitacost, Hasbro, we can identify these trends that'll help us manual source later down the road. The next biggest mistake is not checking Keepa and SellerAmp and just buying the product at face value. You need to look at the data still. Some of these products might look good right when you open them up, but it could be a product that's setting up to tank. Just like the first product we looked at, this product right here, it is going to tank even harder. Now the volume is definitely picking up, but that's because the price is low and it's a toy going into Q4. Always run your numbers in SellerAmp and check the Keepa graph to make sure this data makes sense before making a buying decision. The next mistake is avoid these low margin products. If these products are below your criteria, it is okay to skip them. Wait until you find a good buying opportunity, because listen, it's online arbitrage. In online arbitrage, we are trying to snipe the best opportunity possible for these products so we can make the most money. So usually what this looked like is offer count decreasing and the buy box is increasing. That is basically what a good Keepa graph looks like for online arbitrage. Lastly, when you find these good products with solid sellers on the listings, start tracking this stuff. The more data you can track, you can grow your business farther than you ever thought. Start putting seller IDs in a Google Sheet. Start putting these products to reverse in a Google Sheet. Then later down the road, when you hire VAs, you can delegate these tasks out to them. Reverse sourcing isn't just about copying other sellers. It's about identifying strategies and patterns within their storefront. You want to build a system around this, not just getting one-offs. And this brings me to my last point of the video: scaling reverse sourcing with your team. So I hear a lot of sellers talk about reverse sourcing isn't scalable, it's a bad way to source, but this is all wrong. Once you get a VA, you can delegate this task out to them so you can focus on building your manual sourcing skills and bring in even better products. Once you've done reverse sourcing for a while and you've put in the hours and you've learned how to do it and make some profit, you'll be able to train your team on this. You can do this by setting clear metrics. You give your team your criteria, your ROI targets, tell them how many leads you want them to source per day. And a bonus tip would be record yourself doing reverse sourcing, talking through the process so you can send these videos over to VAs and you could train them the exact same way you are doing this. Then comes the compounding effect. You get more VAs, you can reverse source more storefronts per hour, look at more products per hour, and this leads to growth. The more product flow you have, the more scale you have. So I currently have 4 sourcing VAs, and they're sourcing every single day using my exact reverse sourcing methods, and they're bringing in between 10 and 15 profitable products per day. And the best part is I didn't do any of the work. I hired them from online jobs, and then they went and did my exact strategies that I trained them on, and they bring me these products in my sleep. So that's exactly how I use reverse sourcing to find profitable products for my Amazon FBA business. It's simple once you get it down. Find profitable sellers, study what's working, and then build a system around it. If you want my help setting up your sourcing process step by step and scaling your profit fast, apply for my one-on-one mentorship using the link below. And don't forget to subscribe. I drop new Amazon FBA videos every week from the perspective of someone who's still in the game, not based on theory. Appreciate you guys watching. Go start reverse sourcing today.